Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, another cigar review today. This video is going up on Thursday. It should be the 16th. It's going up. I'm recording this on the 14th, on the Tuesday. If you've not seen it, there's a review of the Sancho Panza Non Plus up on the channel right now. I believe it'll be this video here that'll appear at the end of the video. So go and watch that. Good video. Good review, very interesting cigar. Tonight we're having a New World cigar. I thought we'd mix it up a little bit. We're having a New World cigar and a Lancero, so a long format cigar. This is, oh bloody hell, pull it back a bit. This is the Oliva Serie V Liga Especial Lancero. Much easier, just call it the Oliva V Lancero, I think. Here it is in all its glory. Very nice band from Oliva. So this is a Nicaragua. So this comes in a very traditional Lancero size at 738. I don't think it's 7.5 and 38. I'm pretty sure it's 7 and 38 is the traditional Lancero. Though I may be wrong. Excuse me. It is a Nicaraguan binder and filler with a Ecuadorian sun-grown wrapper. Now you can see the wrapper on this cigar is quite dark for a sun-grown. They apparently use quite high priming leaves. So obviously when you grow a tobacco plant, quick explanation of tobacco plants. When you grow tobacco plants in the sun, plants will always try and get up higher to get more sun. And at the top, those top leaves will be bigger, thicker, better leaves. They'll have a lot more sun. And so when they ferment, they generally, when they cure, sorry, not ferment, they will ferment, but when they're cured in the curing barns, they will become like a darker, richer colour, which is what this is. Oliva as a company is quite interesting. They began in the 1800s, I think late 1800s, as a Cuban manufacturer before the revolution. When the revolution happened, the Oliva family fled, and when they fled, they went to Nicaragua and kept making cigars. The Serie V line, I assume it's pronounced Serie V and not Serie 5, as in the Roman numeral. Because it could be Serie 5. It would make sense if it's Serie 5. I don't know. I actually don't know the information on that. Everyone calls it the Serie V. Everyone calls it the Serie V. So I assume either people are stupid and they just called it that. Or it is actually just a V. I have had a couple of Serie Vs in my time. Normally I go for the Serie V Milano, which is a slightly more expensive, slightly better cigar. I think is a better line. And I normally go for the Maduro as well because I'm a big Maduro fan. Obviously this is their sun-grown in a Lancero, so we're going to get that wrapper. We're going to get all the, when you have a thin ring gauge like this, you're going to get a lot of wrapper impact and less impact from the filler. So we're going to get those high priming leaves from the Ecuadorian sun-grown filler. Under the nose, it smells quite nice. Nice and woody, quite sweet. Coffee notes. Smells really good actually. I've not had a Lancero in a while, and I do like the size. I think they don't last, obviously they don't last as long as a Churchill or anything. They tend not to last as long as even a Toro because they're quite thin. But you expect a good hour to an hour and 15 out of a Lancero, personally. We're just going to go with standard straight cut today. I've been doing mostly straight cuts recently. And yeah, it's a reasonable cut. Reasonable cut there. On the draw. Perfect draw. And I expect that from Oliva. These days, Oliva is owned by the VMF family, I think it is. I believe that's what they're called, who own D'Oliphant and other brands. They're owned. They're not independently owned. They are owned by a bigger tobacco company. That's not to say they don't make very good cigars still, and because they do. And I think the ownership is more of just a way to market and logistical side of stuff. But let's get this thing lit up. I've not had a cigar in a few days. Last cigar I smoked would have been Saturday. Would have been that Non Plus on Saturday. So this is going to be a wonderful smoke, I think. And let's get it lit up. I have my lighter. I thought I did. It's over here. I'm blind. Again, we're using the double jet flame because I'm crazy. But we're gonna make sure we're quite far away. It is turned down, so let's get this bad boy lit. Let's start smoking. I'm looking forward to this cigar. Oliva generally, I've had a few bad cigars from Oliva. I say bad cigars that weren't my taste. The Oliva Serie O, not a big fan. But the Serie V line has always treated me well. So a lot of smoke output, which is nice. That's lovely. That's lovely. Off the first draws, I'm getting coffee notes, kind of not super thick and heavy coffee notes, but kind of a nice medium coffee notes, like it's not espresso, but it's not a latte. It's like a flat white, I suppose. Really nice chocolate tones there as well. Yeah, so kind of nice coffee, nice bit of chocolate, nice woodiness, nice bit of natural sweetness there from the tobacco as well. A very elegant size, a Lancero, I find. I think when you smoke a Lancero, you kind of always feel a bit more fancy. Pairing today, if anyone's interested, we're drinking alcohol-free Guinness out of the can, because why make a glass dirty for alcohol-free Guinness? I can drink it out of the can; it tastes fine. I had some wine with my tea earlier. I didn't want to drink any more today, so I thought we'll got some of these in the fridge. I'll have some of them. This is lovely. This is lovely. I'm hoping for a bit of complexity as we get into the cigar. We'll come back. I need to make sure. So I've got the time. I'll come back in probably 20-25 minutes. Hopefully into the first, just past the first third, into the second, and I can give you some more notes. I'm hoping for this cigar again to last at least an hour from where we are now. But yeah. Not super complex right now, but just really good flavour. Coffee, chocolate, little bit of wood. No spice yet, which is interesting because it is Nicaraguan. You'd want some spice from a Nicaraguan cigar, but not yet. But coffee, chocolate, nice woodiness. Let's see how the cigar progresses. I will see you in just a second. We're solidly into the second 30. And I'll tell you something, this has picked up and it has got beautiful flavour. The chocolate has got darker and richer. The coffee as well. The coffee's gone from, like, as I said, a flat white, maybe a nice filter coffee perhaps, to nice thick espresso. It is wonderful. It is a wonderful flavour. Now that we're into the second third, and there is a nice spice at the back end. I'm noticing. Those woody notes that I was getting, gone. Those woody notes no longer exist. There's chocolate, coffee, a little bit of spice, a little bit of nuttiness, a very little bit. But the flavour's beautiful. The flavour's truly beautiful on this cigar. I think it's great. I think it's great. It's been about 20 minutes, I'd say. So we're through the first third in about 20 minutes. The thing with Lanceros is that because they're such a thin ring gauge, they're a long cigar, but they're thin, you expect them to last longer than they actually tend to. I'm hoping for about an hour. It's looking more like I might get around 45 to 50 minutes, just because of the thin ring gauge. But it's a lovely flavour, and it's a lovely smoke so far. We'll be back when I'm down by the band. See you then. To the final third of this smoke now, and I must say, it's been a good cigar. And the camera's moved a bit, which is a bit annoying, but we're going to keep going. It's been a very nice cigar. At this last third though, let me take a puff and I'll tell you what flavours I'm getting. So without a retrohale, I'm getting deep, dark coffee and chocolate. So I've had those coffee and chocolate notes from the start, and at the start they were kind of milky, medium bodied coffee, kind of like a dark chocolate, but not super dark. Then we got into the middle third, the second third, and it was espresso, dark chocolate, still nice sweetness, but bit of nuttiness, really complex smoke. The best third of the cigar so far. I'm going to take the band off here. Let's hope, unlike on Tuesday, unlike on Sancho Panza I smoked for Tuesday's video, I don't rip the wrapper, which I won't do because it's a nice big band. The band isn't coming off properly, which is a bit annoying. I'm going to mess the back of the band up a bit, but that's fine. Nice big band. There is the band. If you want to look at it, there you are. Whew, spicy. With the retrohale, that spice comes all the way through. Without a retrohale, there's a little bit of spice in the back, but not much. On the retrohale, that spice is right up front. And the chocolate and the coffee are still there, but as I said here, they're deep, dark and rich and heavy. Honestly, the kind of flavours I'd expect from potentially Maduro at this point of the cigar. And what that'll be the Jalapa Ligero that they use in the blend and the filler. And it'll be the those high priming leaves on the wrapper. Those high priming leaves on the wrapper are going to be stronger, richer, spicier. And that's what's contributing to the flavour of this cigar. Time-wise, it has been about 45 minutes. I probably had another 10, maybe-ish to go. Maybe a bit less. I'll see how I go. There is obviously that spice. There's a slight, little, tiny bit of a bitterness to the cigar and astringency to the cigar, which I do expect because Oliva Cigars, Serie V cigars, while they are aged before they go out, they do benefit from extra aging, and these are such a popular smoke that you're not going to be picking them up aged in a shop most of the time. So what's going to end up happening is, if you pick up a box of these, for example, I'd recommend sitting them down, maybe, if you really like to enjoy every last drop of your cigar, so to speak, because there is an astringency there. I can taste it on these puffs at the end. and it's not bad enough yet for me to put the cigar down. The nice flavours of the coffee and the chocolate, and that woodiness has come back. That's all there. That's all there still. But there is a little bit of an astringency that I can tell probably by the time it gets to where this finger is, I'm going to be picking up that more. I might feel like then it's time to put it down. Which is a shame because you probably have about another inch of cigar. And, you know, we all want to get cigars that we're smoking down to our fingertips, holding like this. Try not to burn our hands on. That's what we want. Sometimes it doesn't happen. And that's because of young tobacco. That's what the astringency is. Young tobacco. Young tobacco. If you have tobacco that's grown, aged, that's grown, cured, fermented, if it's not fermented long enough, and then if after the fermentation it's not sat down for the second micro fermentation that happens once the tobacco is rolled, what happens is the flavour in the cigar, the oils in the cigar, the flavour compounds that are within that tobacco, and the oils within the tobacco don't have time to ferment out that astringency, that bitterness that is naturally present in tobacco. In time, that will ferment out, and some cigars will age for a long time and will not present any of that astringency because they're aged so long. So if you see a cigar that has an age statement on it, you're likely not to get any of that bitterness or astringency. And obviously those cigars are going to, you know, cost a bit more. Gurkha Cigars does a few aged variants. Perdomo does a few aged cigars. Right now though, this tastes great, and I think for the price I paid, which I didn't mention, I've not mentioned, you've had to wait all the way to the end of the video to get the price. £16.80 I think I paid for this, £16.90, 16 something. Online you're looking at, you know, closer to 18, 19, 20 for this cigar, this exact one, the Lancero. The other sizes vary. I'd love to try a Melanio Maduro in a Lancero, see how that tastes. But for the price, I think it's great value. The flavour's great. You know, the Lancero size is such a nice, elegant size. I don't smoke it all that often. I prefer a bigger ring gauge, but I do smoke it now and again, and I always enjoy it when I do. Yeah, it's a good smoke. I'm going to finish this last bit off, but before I do, let's give it a score. I think this is a solid 8 out of 10 cigar. I think it has to be. An 8 out of 10. I've had better cigars. I've had very, very good cigars, but I think this is a cigar that I would happily buy again. I'd happily put it in an order. I'd happily pick it up at a shop. I'd be very happy if someone gifted a box of these to me. And I'd potentially buy a box myself. I think that's what an 8 really means to me. It's a very nice cigar. I'd smoke it again, and I'd probably buy a box. So 8 out of 10, great cigar. With that, everyone, I hope you have a good weekend. Weekend's coming up. By the time you'll see this video, it's a Thursday. Weekend's coming. So have a good weekend. And as always, stay smoky, folks. I'll see you soon.